Again, and today what I wanted to go ahead and do is pretty much get 3 starter guides up for you guys, for those of you guys who want to participate in Atlas of Worlds and kind of just want to know what I'm going to be playing. So, the first character I'm going to start off with, and they'll be set up into 3 different videos, is going to be a Fire Nova Mine character. Now, these builds are specifically designed to be easy to start off. To you don't really need any currency. You don't really need anything. And on top of this, I'm going to be playing my own variation of Self-Found. So I've got a few uniques that you guys can use. I'm not going to use them, of course. Like I said, I'm playing Self-Found, and I'll have a video explaining that more. But anyway, let's talk about Fire Nova Mine. Now, not all the characters I'm going to be able to show as demonstrations because I've deleted some of my characters and whatnot. But just to show you guys a little bit of the interaction of how this skill works, this is going to be Fire Nova Mine and kind of what it looks like. Now, this character is, again, a self-found character. He's only level 50. He's not high level. But this is the AoE that you can easily achieve, and this is without using increased AoE. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the links right now and pull them up for you boys. So, when leveling Fire Nova Mine, there's a couple things that you want to focus on. So, the number one most important thing you want to get is going to be Minefield. The reason why you want Minefield is Minefield allows you to drop multiple mines at once, which you can see is located right here. That deals less damage initially, more damage overall. It makes it very easy and clear when you're like clearing through maps or even mobs that you just drop 3 at a time, detonate, and the whole pack's dead rather than trying to drop 2 separately. Now this synergizes very, very well when you look at the Saboteur or Saboteur Bomb Specialist. Bomb Specialist basically is, for each mine on the floor, you have increased AoE. So by dropping 3, you get 12% increased AoE. If you drop, another set, you get another 12, and so on and such forth. So it actually is not too bad. You can see here a little bit, I'll show you a demonstration of, for example, this would be just a standard set, and then if I put them all together here, you can see it's a bit bigger. Alright, now hopefully those particle effects and stuff are, the lag and stuff is going to be a little bit fixed, they said in the patch. But anyway, let's go into the links like we were talking about. So I put Minefield as your first, Elemental Focus is probably your second. I know I'm not using on this character now. The reason why is it's got the highest multiplier out of Controlled Destruction and Trap and Mine damage at 49%. Next up is going to be Controlled Destruction. We're not playing a crit-based character, so you can very easily just slide in an extra multiplier. Next up, you've got Fire Penetration. I don't know exactly which one is going to be better between Fire Pen slash Ink AoE slash Conk slash Trap and Mine damage. This is kind of up to you with how you want to do it, but this would probably be my core 4 link, which would be Minefield, Elemental Focus, Controlled Destruction, and the actual mine. Now, the thing is about this is everything is subject to change. Of course, I haven't leveled an Atlas before. I've never played Atlas. I don't know if other things are going to be more prominent and whatnot. But these are kind of like the links you would want to play around with the build that I've got. So now, going on into that, I want to go ahead and go into 3 uniques that are going to be pretty easy to play around with. And there's a bunch of other ones you guys can look at too if you want. Just check out the PoE unique list and you can see. So number 1 is going to be a Realm Shaper at level 18. It gives +1 to socketed fire gems. So basically your Fire Nova Mine will get a +1. And you get 50% increased elemental damage. Not the best by any means, but basically it's a staff. You can put it as a 4 link and you can get a +1 4 link. So that's pretty cool. Another one is going to be Tremor Rod, which is probably going to be one of the best to level with, but at the same time, you don't really need it as a Saboteur. So it gives basically level 10 Remote Mine, which doesn't do anything for you, less mine damage, increased spell damage, mine laying speed, and your mines detonate additional time. It's fun to play around with. Personally, I really don't like it. It's fun to level with. I don't like it in mapping and stuff. I feel there's much better options. And lastly, the standard Life Sprig, which would give you basically starting from level 1, you'd have a +1 3 link that you could do. And that would be, I guess, pretty much it in terms of the leveling. And of course, again, like I said, there's so many other uniques you can use. The reason why I don't have everything bulleted is I'm going to be playing in my own variation of the game, and I'm not going to be, purchasing items. So I want to go ahead and pop open the skill tree planner and kind of go ahead and progress and show you guys how I would play the character. Now, starting off from the start, this is kind of how we're going to navigate our character. We're going to start off, obviously, from Shadow, branch through our elemental damage. Let me just enable one thing so you guys can see this properly. Monitor capture. Alright, so you're going to start over from Shadow, come in through the elemental damage, You know, continue to grab your elemental damage. Life nodes, obviously, if you don't want to grab the 5%, you don't got to get it right now. Come across into Cold-Hearted Calculation, come up, grab your Saboteur for extra deeps, move across and grab Clever Construction and High Explosives. Now, if you're used to the playstyle of Traps and Mines, then I would recommend grabbing Volatile Mines first. It really doesn't matter. It's the first 30 levels of your character. It doesn't matter anyway. The next part of the build, which is going to be the middle part, you'll see we come across and we grab our Volatile Mines. We move across, down, grab our life, get our AoE, move across, and Cruel Preparation. Cruel Preparation is really nice as a life node because it also gives the 5% elemental resistance, which you're going to want for leveling. Now, in this scenario right here, the first Ascendancy setup that you're going to take should be Bomb Specialist. You can see exactly what Bomb Specialist does here. The extra AoE is pretty much the main reason why you're going to take this. It is still nice in general, and it does branch off into Demolition Specialist, which we'll talk about after. But I just wanted to go through this quick part. Next part would be like the middle two, which you can see in this variant here. What we've done is I've come across and I've grabbed Eldritch Battery, moved across here, grabbed Zealot's Oath, and then I should have grabbed Minor of Matter, but I didn't. You would basically plug in Minor of Matter right here. The reason for this is Fire Nova Mine has quite a high mana cost, and since you are traveling through basically Shadow into Witch and a Templar, you're going to grab Energy Shield nodes. They're all right there for you. I don't know exactly how much ES I want to pick up. This is all subject to change. But with the Energy Shield, basically, you can just use Hybrid Gear, have a pretty big, nice pool of Energy Shield, which will cover your life as a Mana Shield, as 30%, and then you use a Stone Golem, which will basically give you all the Energy Shield regen you need, which is your mana source as well. It's a little complicated. If you want to look up, you can just look up to see how the interaction works, and it'll explain that really easily. This is basically to make it so you don't have to look for mana regen on any gear, mana nodes anywhere, and you can reserve almost all of your mana as well. So, moving on into the next step, one thing to note is, by this point in time, you've probably done the next Labyrinth, so you want to go ahead and grab your Demolition Specialist, which would give you Mine Arming Speed, which is how fast you can detonate them, I believe. It's when you place the mine, the time it takes for the mine to get ready, which I think this is one of the only nodes on the entire tree, if the only thing that increases it. There might be some uniques. Next up, you got a 20% chance of placing an additional mine, which is always cool with Minefield. I don't know if it rolls per Minefield or not. That I don't know. I haven't played with mines enough to see. 40% increased damage if you detonated mines recently, which is going to be going off the entire time. And just mine laying speed if you detonated a mine. Alright, connecting into the end game one. You can see here, we have then picked up the life over here by Written in Blood. I've picked up Melding, which you don't necessarily need to pick up. Like I said, I don't know how much ES I'm going to want and or need. And we come across here and finish up the side here by Templar. Now this build sits at a 190% life pool at the moment at 115 points. It's got 1.8 life regen, which goes to your Energy Shield. It's got the Energy Shield, which is not that much. I have 80% from just standard and 67 from the actual what is it, intelligence that we get. We've got Energy Shield open right over here. We've got Energy Shield open, I think that's it. And if you reroute up here, you can change it. Ideally, I did want to try going Dual Curse with Whispers of Doom, but I figured I could just try to get a Dodre's Ring or something and try to chance it and get Dual Curse and use Enfeeble and Temporal Chain. Since you have so much AoE scaling from the mines, Blasphemy is going to be really easy to set up, and as a mine character, you're kind of running in melee. Now, I spec'd into Elemental Overload. This is just because I don't know how my damage is going to be. You can very easily just drop in Orb of Storms, and you have so much AoE, it's already going to be smacking all across the screen. You don't need to drop this when you're just regularly mapping. This should be used for bossing and other things. Essentially, I traded out an offensive curse for Elemental Overload because I figured that 40% more damage when I want it would be enough for me to run just 2 defensive curses, like the trade-off. I was playing around with like specking into Whispers of Doom and rerouting up here, and I figured this is kind of one of the most efficient ways to build the tree. And I really like it. The finishing up touch part, you would grab Explosive Expert, which gives an additional 10% penetration. You also get to the 10% penetration from High Explosives, and you get the other penetration from Fire Penetration. So you're sitting at about, I think, 34, 37, sorry, 57, 54, somewhere in there in the 50s of penetration. If you want more deeps and you want to try to make it raw penetration, you can go ahead and grab Heart of Flame for some more penetration. If you're feeling in a penetrative mood, you also have penetration via Celestial Judgment, and this will put you at about 60 to 70% penetration. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be the character for the most part. Like I said, I don't have much footage to show you guys. These are just beginner builds that I already know work because I've played them before to an extent, and they're very easy to get going. You know, I didn't want anything complicated, you guys. Just something very nice and simple. You know, if you've been out of touch with PoE, you could just jump in and try it out. And it is a pretty defensive character. Like I said, 190% life with potential for dual curse of Enfeeble plus Temporal Chains, and having 30% of it go to your mana pool. With the exception of chaos damage, should make it a rather fine character to play. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I did leave anything out, feel free to just comment down below. In terms of bandits, it's probably just going to be something really simple like Oak, Kill. It's really up to you if you want to use any charges or not. I'm not going to, so I'm just going to make it really simple. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, hit that thumbs up button as well. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Remember, you can catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/Pohx every day, especially for the expansion, obviously, that's coming out within like 22 hours. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys had a wonderful time, and I'll see you boys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.